If your cruise itinerary has the word tender next to a port, your day just got a lot more complicated. And nobody is going to explain that to you until you're standing in a line wondering why you can't get off the ship. Here's the short version. A docked port means your ship pulls up to a pier and you walk off. Simple. A tender port means the ship parks offshore and smaller boats shuttle you to land. Same destination. Completely different experience. So why can't the ship just dock? Sometimes there's no pier big enough. Sometimes the water is too shallow. Sometimes there is a pier, but it's already taken by another ship. Think of it like a parking lot with 3 spots and 5 SUVs. Someone's not getting in. And sometimes the ship could dock, but it just doesn't work out that day. Here's the part that surprises people. A port isn't permanently a tender port. One ship docks, another one tenders. Same island, same Tuesday. And cruise lines can switch a docked call to a tender call for what they politely describe as operational reasons, which is cruise line for plans change, good luck. So what actually happens on a tender day? The ship drops anchor offshore, the crew lowers the tender boats, then you wait for your group to be called. You board the tender. You ride 5 to 20 minutes depending on how far out the ship is anchored, and then you do it all again to get back. Now here's where the math gets interesting. Most tenders hold about 100 people. Your ship has a few thousand, so you're moving an entire small town through a 100-seat boat, one load at a time. It's like trying to empty a stadium through a single revolving door. And not everyone waits in the same line. If you booked a shore excursion through the cruise line, you're getting off first. Sweet guests and loyalty members often go next. Everyone else gets a tender ticket and waits for their number to be called. It's not personal, it's just logistics. But it does mean independent explorers sometimes don't step on land until mid-morning. So if you were planning to sprint off the ship at sunrise and claim a beach chair, the ship excursion group already has your chair and your beach. This is the part nobody warns you about. Your port day isn't arrival to departure anymore. It's arrival, minus the wait for your group, minus the tender ride there, minus the tender ride back, minus getting back in line to board the ship. A 6-hour port day can turn into 3.5 hours on land if you're not careful. That's why some cruise lines recommend a full hour of buffer between excursions at a tender port. Not 30 minutes, a full hour, because the transfer layer eats time the way the buffet eats shrimp. And here's a fun one. If you get to shore and realize you forgot something on the ship, you're not just popping back. You're tendering back, waiting in line again, going up to your cabin, then tendering back to shore. By the time you're done, you've spent 2 hours retrieving a hat. Bring what you need the first time. Now for the part that really stings. Even if the port is on your itinerary, the captain can cancel tendering if conditions are rough. Not delay it. Cancel it. If the seas are too choppy to run the boat safely, you're spending the day on the ship whether you like it or not. The good news is the pool will be empty. The bad news is you just missed Grand Cayman. One more thing, and this one matters. Tendering and accessibility don't always mix. Getting on and off a tender boat involves steps, gaps, and sometimes rough water. Wheelchairs and scooters may not be possible depending on the conditions. Some cruise lines have weight limits on mobility devices for tenders. If you or someone you're traveling with has mobility concerns, call the cruise line before you book, not after. Time for some myth busting. Myth 1. A destination is either a tender port or it isn't. Wrong. It depends on the ship, the pier, and the day. One ship docks, the next one tenders. Same port, different outcome. Myth 2. If I'm not on a ship excursion, I can get off just as early as everyone else. Not usually. Excursion guests board the first tenders. Independent guests wait their turn. If getting off early matters to you, book through the ship or be ready to wait. Myth 3. If the ship is accessible, the tender port must be too. Not how it works. Tendering depends on weather, tides, boat design, and a safety call from the captain. An accessible ship does not guarantee an accessible tender. All right, here's your 5-point tender port checklist. Save this one. 1. Check your itinerary for the words tender, water shuttle, or anchorage. If you see any of those, you're not walking off. 2. Check if it says dock or anchor may vary. That means the plan could change on the day. 3. If you're stacking activities, add buffer. 1 hour between tours minimum. More if you don't enjoy stress. 4. Ship time is not tender time. The ship's departure time is not the last tender. The last tender leaves earlier because they need time to get everyone back and pack up operations. 5. Treat the last tender like a flight. If you miss it, you're not getting on. The ship isn't sending a boat back for you. In 2024, a group of passengers missed the last tender back to their cruise ship in West Africa. The ship left. They spent days traveling through multiple countries just to catch up with the ship. Don't be that story. Be the person who made it back early and is sipping a margarita on the top deck while watching someone else panic at the pier. Tendering isn't just a boat ride, it's a system. And the people who understand that system are the ones who get the most out of their port day. Plan around it, not through it. Happy cruising, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, no tender required.